In today's news bulletin, Australia's national curriculum recognises Christian heritage. Speculation surges. Are the last days upon us? And Jesus' childhood explored on the silver screen.
This is InFocus Christian News and Current Affairs.
State education ministers have signed off on a new national school curriculum that includes a new emphasis on Australia's Christian heritage. The politicised nature of education has been a source of conflict in recent years, with a growing focus on Asia and Indigenous issues being criticised by Conservative governments. According to the Australian newspaper, both of those issues will now be less emphasised, and students will learn more about the nation's British and Christian influences.
I think that's a very appropriate move, that we recognise fully that Australia has a rich Christian heritage. For young people in society to grow up with a more balanced perspective is a good thing.
As Australians adjust to having Malcolm Turnbull as Prime Minister, the Anglican Church has taken the opportunity to call for a more compassionate and bipartisan approach on asylum seekers. A letter from Melbourne Bishop Philip Huggins to the Prime Minister and to opposition leader Bill Shorten notes that both major parties are essentially agreed on ending human trafficking and bringing in an extra 12,000 Syrian refugees. The letter goes on to suggest that a bipartisan amnesty for asylum seekers currently behind razor wire in offshore detention centres would help end the human suffering caused by policies pursued under Tony Abbott's watch. Malcolm Turnbull has expressed his commitment to the coalition's current raft of policies, but also said everything is subject to review. A series of natural disasters and widespread political uncertainty has had some Christians looking to the skies for answers and wondering if Judgment Day is on its way. The fourth blood moon in less than 18 months is due to appear on the 28th of September, the date of this year's Jewish Feast of Tabernacles. A series of natural disasters in Israel, a record-breaking sandstorm and heatwave, and then freak flooding and hailstorms has had doomsday watchers on their toes. Combine all that with violent conflicts in the Middle East and Pope Francis's visit to the USA, and you've got what a number of prophecy-minded Christians regard as clear signs of the last days.
Many of the things that are taking place at this time are definitely clear signs that Jesus is coming soon. Our world simply cannot continue as it is right now. However, not everything that we see taking place in the world is listed in the Bible as one of the signs of the times. You know, as Christians, we need to have our eyes open, we need to have our mind open, but we also need to have our Bibles open to find out, does this come from the Bible?
After years of political manoeuvring, Hindu-majority Nepal has approved a new constitution that declares the country a secular nation. In a curious accident of history, Nepal's Christians have found themselves glad that politicians aligned with the communist and atheist rebel movement managed to defeat an attempt to declare Nepal a Hindu state. According to Christian Newswire, the amendment would have led to a severe clampdown on minority religions, including Christians. Emotions ran high in the lead-up to the vote in Parliament, with angry Hindu nationalist protests and low-impact bombs exploding in 2 Christian churches. No deaths have been reported. In a grim reminder of the reach of Nigeria's violent extremists, at least 9 people have been killed in a late-night attack on a village in far northern Cameroon. Among the dead are 2 soldiers who were guarding the village and 7 Adventists killed in their homes by armed attackers. According to the Adventist Review, Islamist insurgency group Boko Haram has not claimed responsibility for the attack. However, locals say the violence follows the pattern of the 400 killings carried out by Boko Haram in Cameroon since last year. Adventist leaders in West Africa have called for prayer. According to the UK's Guardian newspaper, the Archbishop of Canterbury is hoping to keep the worldwide Anglican Communion together, paradoxically, by allowing it to move apart. At a meeting planned for January next year, Archbishop Justin Welby will propose a new structure whereby different parts of the Anglican Communion will have a formal relationship with his office, but not necessarily with one another. Issues of homosexuality and same-sex marriage have led to schisms for Anglicans within the UK, North America and Africa. With an approximate membership of 80 million, the Anglican Communion is the world's third largest Christian community. Even though he's visited Australia 9 times previously, the machine gun preacher Sam Childers has had to postpone his Australian speaking tour. Pastor Ken Wooten from Toowoomba's Christian Outreach Centre in Queensland said Pastor Childers had fallen afoul of new Australian immigration laws that came into effect on the 1st of July. It seems that because of Pastor Childers' well-documented criminal past and his involvement with armed groups who rescue kidnapped children in Africa, his visa application has been delayed. Organisers are hopeful that the issue will be sorted so that the tour can go ahead at a later date. After a lot of hard work and planning, New Zealanders now have access to a brand new Christian television station that was launched earlier this month.
Slice some cucumber, some red onion just to give it a bit of freshness. So just make little falafels like this. They just smell amazing.
Hope Channel New Zealand is available free to air or via other platforms, including the popular Sky TV network, to more than 2/3 of the nation's TV sets. The Hope Channel team is working hard to ensure that Kiwi voices and faces are an integral part of the new station's identity. A number of locally produced TV series are already airing. Cinema goers at Easter next year may well have the option of seeing a film based on a topic the Bible doesn't say much about, the childhood of Jesus.
What do we tell our little boy?
How do we explain God to his own son?
Keep your power inside you until your Father in heaven shows you the time to use it.
According to cinemablend.com, the young Messiah is based on the award-winning book by Anne Rice, Christ the Lord Out of Egypt. Reviews of both the book and film highlight their faithfulness to the biblical record, but if the past is any indication, moviegoers may well see it differently.
Lord Father in heaven, guide me in this path.
He's in the temple. Who are you? He's just a child.
And that's the news for this week. For more videos from the Record InFocus program, visit our website at record.net.au. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. God bless.